So the question is about challenges facing my Jewish community. And honestly, as a Mancunian, I don't think I have to look very far to answer that question. I live in Manchester and I'm part of a community that gathered on Yom Kippur at Heaton Park and had that moment disrupted by hatred. That wasn't somewhere else, that wasn't anyone else's shul, that was my shul. And that kind of thing has a real effect on a community, how they feel about themselves, about whether they feel visibly okay to be Jewish, and what the future looks like here in the future. At the same time, I have cousins in the IDF right now, close cousins, and since October 7th, I've watched a Jewish community in the UK navigate something really painful. Trying to grieve, trying to show solidarity with Israel while also showing a level of hostility in this country that a lot of people weren't prepared for. That disconnect between how we feel as a community and how we're perceived outside of it is one of the biggest challenges we face. But here's what I think the deeper problem is. We're not great at preparing young people to engage with the gap confidently, to understand Israel properly, to understand it clearly, to hold a nuanced position under pressure, and to still feel proud and rooted in who we are. That's where I think the real work is to do. So what would I do personally? Well, I'd do a few things. First, I'd focus on my connection. My brother and my sister both did their gap year in Israel and came back as madrachim, as volunteers. That pipeline of young people going to Israel, experiencing Israel firsthand, returning equipped to lead is genuinely very powerful. I want to be part of that and strengthening that. Second, I'd invest in the honest education within our communities, not just the history, but the current reality. What's actually happening now in Israel, not the Chumash. What anti-Semitism looks like in 2026. How to have these conversations with others without them getting angry or us getting angry and shutting down, to build a bridge. And third, I want to lead by example. As a madrich of B'nai Akiva, I've seen that younger kids take the cues from the people just a few years ahead of them rather than older. That's a responsibility I take very seriously, and it's one I want to grow into properly. This isn't a gap year for me. It isn't a break. Don't know why it's called a gap year. This is the foundation for everything I want to do next in the future. Thank you.